Hello to all my friends out there. Thank you very much for the cutting board, Florence. I use it all the time. Okay, I want to make myself a tasty little batch of macaroni and cheese because I have some milk. See how cold I keep my my refrigerator? But just in case that is not enough, I also had this evaporated milk in my freezer. So let me see, I'm hoping there's about a half a cup. If there's I buy these at Walmart. If there's a half a cup, then I can make, my refrigerator was very untidy. I'm doing the purge. And so, let's see, I had 2 of these in my freezer. Let's see if this is a half a cup. Okay, that'll work out fine. It might be a little bit shy of a half a cup, so I'll just decrease the milk a little bit. So, okay, I have some. If you can at all afford bottled water or some kind of filtered water, that would be great. So I need a little less than 2 cups. So I'm trying to eat my freezer down and I'm trying to eat my refrigerator down. So that should be good. It doesn't have to be exact, just close. Okay, so now I also have this bag of cheese. And not that one. This one's been in there a while, so I want to eat it. So, okay. So I'm making a pretty small batch. So I have about two tablespoons of margarine. I keep it in the freezer. Now, I like good flour if I can afford it, or not just that, if I can find it, you guys. You know, I was freaked out. Things could be heading in that direction again. If you can, stockpile as much flour as you can now. I think maybe about, maybe about 50 pounds a year. It just depends. Right now, you know, it's still easy to go into the store. So what I want to really kind of do is just cook the raw taste out of my flour. This is cheaper than buying the packages for $1.50. But I do buy the $1.50 packages of flour from Walmart, and I eat them too. I like them. But this is a good way to eat up your powdered milk and your cheese or whatever you happen to have rolling around in the refrigerator. I want to eat my refrigerator down and buy cheap stuff. So I bought this good pasta at 99 cents only. So mainly I want to eat this for lunch. And another way you can save money is just eat one thing. So I want to use this partially frozen milk up first. I try to keep my refrigerator as cold as I possibly can. Your stuff is not going to go bad as easily. So I might not need that other 2 cups of milk. We'll see. Okay, I want to tell you something. Yesterday I bought this cereal at 99 cents only, and I thought, wow, you know, what if this stuff was like those maple donuts. Well, it's not, but it's good, and I have been eating it dry. So you might be thinking, well, Rhoda, what about your low-carb diet? Well, you guys, I'm cheating. That's what. So, you know, now I have my heat up on high, but if it's too hard for you to handle high, just turn it down. Okay, so now, here's my, I will be stockpiling my freezer. I'm just going to serve it in this bowl, so, you know, to conserve bowls, I'm going to grate my cheese right into this bowl, about as much as I think I'm going to need. When it's homemade, it doesn't have to be as cheesy. You can make it as cheesy as you want. So, okay, I guess that would be, these were about $1.68, so you figure about 40 cents worth of cheese. But what I also have is this budding lunch meat. So these are about, I don't know, 56 cents. So figure it's about, well, tops 50 cents. So just because it's cheap, I don't want to use it all, because I want to eat another sandwich out of this. And then I'll put it right back into my bag with the cheese. Okay, back over here. So now it's starting to heat up. And if you get lumps in your gravy, just stir them out. So what I want to do is I want to find cheap meals that if things started getting tight, I would go to my freezer. This could be any kind of lunch meat. This could be Spam. Spam is more expensive than this budding lunch meat. You could cut some little pieces. You could make hamburger in this. That's good too. You could make it with cheese only. That's very good too. So my gravy is starting to look good. I won't be greatly disturbed if there's a few lumps in my gravy. I want to make a mention of this. Do you see these lumps of flour? During the Depression, when things were really, really tight, and I hope it never, never happens, this gravy with the lumps was eaten with the lumps. It was called Lumpy Dick. So you might be saying to yourself, that sounds horrible. Well, listen, okay, call it what you want. Gravy with lumps. But this is an old-fashioned way to get by and elude starvation. I'm not sure if they had oil or not. That's an old pioneer recipe I hope none of you ever need. But just remember, in case you do, you could eat this on top. I assume they ate it because with lumps, because there was no bread, which is a very bad thought, you guys. Stockpile flour. So some of you might be going, you know, Rhoda, you know what your problem is? You're an alarmist. I cannot tell you how many times I sat in shops with people that were doing poorly, you guys. My gravy is looking good. Okay, if this was meat drippings, you could put this right on top of your biscuits or, you know, your rice. Your meat drippings can be used for beans. You want to save them. If you're looking in the direction of food shortages, never throw your bacon grease or your sausage grease or your hamburger grease. And so another thing is you might be going, well, Rhoda, I don't like partially soy hamburger. I don't really care for it myself. And for just a few more cents, I could buy hamburger, especially if I bought it marked down. But, you know, when you're putting it in Hamburger Helper or, you know, like one of those, you know, it's an ingredient mixed with other things, you can get away with it. Okay, so now I'm going to add my cheese. You guys, this is like home cooking. Okay, now I just learned this. You know it's good if you tear your lunch meat in pieces. Don't ask me why. It tastes better than if you cut it. So keep this in mind. If you have meat, tear it in pieces. Another thing is if you cut or tear your food in small pieces, it's going to go further. This recipe, you guys, is for like hard times. I hope none of you ever hit any hard times. Even if you prepare, okay, so now the potato famine lasted 4 years. Now imagine you're not going to Walmart every day and you're not buying stuff. Your food is going to be eaten down rather quickly. That's why right now you want to stock up as much as you possibly can. And don't be so sure that we're looking into a rosy future. Look at other countries. Look at China. Look at Mexico. Look at Europe. Okay, and so then, now this food is going to be very, very blazola without salt and pepper. Especially salt. It's going to be really bad. I can't find my salt as we speak. Okay, so now I finally found some dried chives. You really kind of really need salt. I don't know where my salt is. How can I lose the salt? The salt is a giant box. You know, I buy the, you know, well anyway, so pretend I put the salt. You guys, this is good. Any kind of gravy. This doesn't have to be, you know, butter. You can make this with any kind of gravy. And then I saved something in the freezer. Yes. That is going to taste very good with my tea. Okay, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. I need a good picture for my thumbnail.